No, but
That's the argument you're making.
It's not the argument I'm making at all.
Because you're literally saying it's not bullshit because people are buying it. Speaking of Elon, we're gonna head over into the finance section.
There's a big situation going on with the SpaceX.
All right, wait. Let me intro this.
Yeah. Back us up.
SpaceX IPO'd
Yep.
last week, and it made Elon Musk the world's first trillionaire.
That it did.
And I think it's fucked, and it's bad news for us. And Nikki D disagrees.
I think that's accurate.
What I said is accurate?
Yeah, what you just said is accurate.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like, well, I messaged...
I do disagree.
I messaged Nikki D, and I was like, this is...
I do disagree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
your description of your analysis of the situation was spot on.
We might watch another video after you say your thing. But
so here's what I'll say.
He really is adding the value.
Is a company which was founded by Elon Musk that has gone on to do some...
He's sued to be called founder.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact.
Not SpaceX. You're not Tesla.
Oh! Maybe
that was Tesla.
Yeah,
that was Tesla.
Okay, maybe that.
So he founded SpaceX, and it went on to achieve some things that were thought to not be possible, right? Like being able to refuel being able to land rocket boosters on a landing platform that we can reuse, being able to launch satellites at a cheaper cost, Starlink, right? It's done some stuff that has changed the world. Whether you agree with it or disagree with it.
But a part of it is also like it's actually like 5 different companies that you rolled up into one.
Let's stay specific to SpaceX for right now. There's a lot. I think it has 12,000 or maybe more.
But weren't all the Twitter investors that got fucked on Twitter isn't part of the reason that this was so they could recoup?
That might be accurate. I mean, he combined SpaceX with Twitter.
And Grok, no?
And XAI with I think maybe even something else. But he combined a bunch of it into SpaceX. I mean, I wouldn't say to bail Twitter out, but...
The investors. Because the investors were at a loss because the fucking value got cut in half of Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. He made a loss on Twitter for sure. He's losing money on that shit. He's also losing money. The company SpaceX is not a profitable company yet.
I'm not, but do you still think their $1 trillion worth is accurate?
I think multi-trillion is a little high. Okay, so it IPO'd...
A little high?
It IPO'd at $2.3 trillion, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a little high.
It's insane.
And here's the thing.
A little high is an understatement.
He did game it to a certain extent in terms of the IPO because 95% of the shares aren't able to be sold right now.
Can we watch
including all of his shares, mind you. So if the
keep going.
Yeah, so is the valuation a little steep? For me, yes. I don't think that it's worth that much money. Having said that, it's available on the open market. Anyone can trade the stock. If you think it's going to go down, short it, which I have already done and made money doing. So
you did?
Yeah, I sent you that.
Oh, yes, you did. You got to tell me, because I'll short it. I mean, I don't even have any money to short, but as soon as I have any kind of money, tell me.
But what I will say is that the people who are fanboying SpaceX and buying the IPO and saying it's going to the moon, you are buying at a very high valuation because they're losing money and because it's valued at $2.3 trillion. You have to know what you're buying. I think a lot of these people are just buying it based on hype, which is dumb, and those people will be left holding the bag.
I also am you don't buy the stock when it shoots the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's too late.
It is way too late.
Way too late. All right, we're gonna not watch all of this, but I want to see. We're gonna do a stop when they say something that's bullshit.
But okay, with the evaluation, I think it's one of those self-solving issues. If the valuation is bullshit and it's not worth this, then when everyone's allowed to sell their shares, it'll just go down. It'll tank, right? It's one of those things that remains to be seen if the evaluation is bullshit. I don't think I can confidently say yes, it's bullshit. What about the fact that
didn't they change the rules
with index funds?
Yeah.
So that can go both ways. That's another thing. Remains to be seen. So what it is that the index funds that own shares, they're supposed to, for the S&P 500, for example, they're supposed to invest in the 500 biggest companies in America. SpaceX fits that bill. In fact, they're in the top 10. So, what it was, because it's the biggest IPO ever. We've never seen a company this big launch an IPO.
True.
And so what they waived a rule to where the index funds will buy SpaceX like off rip. Usually there's like a waiting period, like a 6-month, 12-month waiting period.
Yeah.
But since it's such a large company, like they wanted to ensure that the index funds are exposed to it.
Okay.
Yeah. And if SpaceX crashes, then it's really bad for everyone. If SpaceX goes to the moon, it's really good for everyone. It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen.
I think it's a privatized gain, socialized loss situation.
Yeah.
All right, here. I want to see you. Have you seen this?
I don't think so.
No. All right. I want to see. Stop this video when you're like, that's bullshit.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm a guy that's into space. I hope we go to Mars and all that stuff. To see that get turned into a way to transfer wealth from ordinary people who are just trying to save for retirement to people like Elon Musk is just depressing.
Okay, that immediately is kind of bullshit.
Okay.
It's not transferring wealth to Elon Musk. If he's locked out just like all of the other long-term investors are.
The fuckery works on you.
No, but he can't sell his shares.
Yeah. Oh, but all right.
Okay.
Let's see if they can convince you.
SpaceX is going public this month. It could be the biggest IPO in history.
It could also make Elon Musk the world's first trillionaire.
Millions of Americans like you and me are about to become SpaceX shareholders. We won't buy a single share.
The reason why I described it as a bag holder situation is because it feels like it's getting engineered to be one.
Bag holders, IPO, valuations. Sounds complicated. It's supposed to. But you don't need a finance degree to understand it. You need 10 minutes. The whole scheme hinges on something you've probably heard of. Index funds. A good chunk of American retirement savings are tied to them. You pick a fund, it picks an index, which picks the stocks. You don't think about it. That's the point. Index funds are supposed to be safe. Passive. The rules are the rules. Except, if you look closely, the rules seem like they're being rewritten to make people like Elon Musk fabulously wealthy at everyone else's expense.
Every piece of evidence we have is that the IPO is being engineered to rise very rapidly after it prices and then fall very dramatically after that.
Okay, so let's say that it does that, and it rises very rapidly, and then it falls dramatically.
Yeah.
Who won?
Who won?
Yeah, who won? And why is it Elon?
The people that sold before it dropped.
Yeah, the people who aren't locked out of their shares.
Yeah, but he could just wait. Like, the drop could happen as soon as he's not locked out of the shares. Like, they could be like, everyone hold it till I'm not locked out, and then fucking go sell it. Why wouldn't that be the plan?
Okay. So your theory is like it stays where it's at, and then once the lockup ends, like...
I feel like it's very similar to the Trump coin.
Yeah. I don't think it's similar to the Trump coin at all. The Trump coin never got to anywhere near $1 trillion.
Yeah, not in terms of the fucking number it hit, but like the strategy.
And SpaceX, but SpaceX is actually a real company that is innovative and does shit that has never been done before.
True.
Yeah.
But that like pales.
Like SpaceX is not a meme coin. It has financials.
It's not a meme coin. But we said earlier, the financials are that it's fucking not profitable.
It's not profitable. Having said that, like the rockets that they're building do shit that no one's been able to do.
It's going to be profitable.
It's not, I'm not saying it's going to be profitable. I don't know that. Nobody knows that, as a matter of fact. That's why I'm not buying shares. I'm not going to buy this IPO. Nobody is forcing people to buy this IPO.
Nobody's forcing them.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait.
That is a recipe for retail investors especially to take large losses.
I would agree with that. I wouldn't disagree with that.
Here's how the scheme works and what you can do about it.
Okay.
So are there really 3 hours of questions? Or has it? Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. I have to be careful about saying things about companies that might go public. You know.
That's never been a problem for you, Elon.
you can't hype companies that might go public.
$1.75 trillion. That's the value Elon Musk has floated for SpaceX when it goes public this month. More than Walmart. Is it worth that?
SpaceX is a real company. It shoots satellites up in the sky. It provides things like Starlink. It's a very impressive engineering company.
That's Robin Wigglesworth, editor at the Financial Times.
There is definitely real business to be done there and real asset value there.
You're saying.
The question is whether it is as large as Musk claims it is.
George Perkins advises investors where to put their money. Last year, SpaceX made about $19 billion, most of it from Starlink and government contracts. But a company's market value is partially a bet on what that company will earn in the future. That bet is called a revenue multiple. Facebook went public at roughly 10 times its projected revenue. SpaceX is asking for over 50 times.
The combination of sheer
No,
size.
that is
Not
not
ridiculous?
That is not ridiculous at
Facebook
all.
went public at roughly 10 times its projected revenue. SpaceX is asking for over
How? Okay.
50 times.
These are completely different type of companies. Like, one is a fucking social media site that grew rapidly,
Yeah.
and this is like the fucking technology of the future, potentially. It's much more speculative, I would agree. But the idea that these should be similar revenue multipliers doesn't make sense. Like, he could have just as easily put Nike there and been like, oh, Nike's at a 2x. How come Facebook is so much higher? Like, revenue multiple is just one aspect of pricing a stock. And he's specifically using this as an example to highlight. Like, okay, what's Tesla's revenue multiple? Right? It's probably really fucking high as well. Because people aren't necessarily betting on Tesla making a ridiculous amount of money. They're betting on Elon Musk growing it out to be something way bigger than it is right now.
Is that the same thing here? Just betting on Elon?
I would say so. I mean,
And you're like,
basically.
that's accurate to Elon's potential?
If that's what people are willing to pay, then yes. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? Wait, hold on. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not?
Why not what?
Okay, if everyone believes in Elon Musk and buys his shit, who are you to be like, this is a bullshit scam? Like, I'm not on board with everyone.
So if everyone buys it, it's not a scam?
No, but if people support him
Then it's
and
not a
buy
scam?
his businesses,
Then it's not a scam. What are you talking about?
companies can be valued based on a variety of factors. It's
Yeah.
not just on the revenue multiple. Like, this is such a specific, like, he pulled
They
this.
said that.
Yeah.
They said that in the video. That's not the only factor.
Yeah.
But this is absurd to me.
The combination of
factors
sheer size and this extreme multiple is completely unprecedented.
Based on the numbers that we know, that is
Unprecedented is
absolutely
accurate.
batshit.
It's bad.
This valuation seems too good to be true. Some investors
Okay, so he just said that the 1.75 trillion is crazy, too good to be true. It got to 3 trillion yesterday. Like,
But number go up.
no, I'm just saying, if it's bullshit, then
But the chart went up.
Then people are
If it's bullshit, how did the chart go up?
because people are
the
still
chart
buying
went
it.
up.
Because people are still buying.
That makes it not bullshit.
Yes.
People never buy bullshit. It's impossible to buy bullshit.
It's
if
not-
buy,
no,
if people
no,
buy
no,
it, then
no,
it's
no.
not bullshit.
No, but
That's the
what-
argument you're making.
It's not the argument I'm making at all.
Because you're literally saying it's not bullshit because people are buying it. That's
Exactly.
what you're saying.
Okay.
That's
when
what
it comes
you're
to
saying.
the value of the stock, it's valued at whatever the market decides it's valued at. Like,
this is a whole other thing.
if you think it's overvalued, then short it. Like, it's that simple.
Yeah, but like it's not.
And it was at 3 trillion. I shorted it.
It's like a bigger deal than just that.
And here's
Like,
another
this will
thing.
affect other
Here's
things.
another thing
This
about
will affect
Elon.
It's not in a vacuum.
But here's another thing about Elon
Please.
is he's able to leverage this type of shit to his advantage in ways that have downstream effects. For example, today a company called Cursor, which is a software AI company, was acquired by SpaceX for $60 billion. You're not even listening.
I'm
bro.
listening.
What did I just say?
That the company got acquired by SpaceX
For $60
For
billion,
$60 billion.
all stock, right?
Yeah.
So he basically leveraged this valuation. Okay, now we're going to acquire a software company for $60 billion. So you can say the evaluation is bullshit, but he's using it to make acquisitions that will then make SpaceX more money.
That's bullshit. Also,
Why is that bullshit?
Because it's fuckery.
It's not fuckery. It's
fuckery.
It's not really fuckery.
All right. Let's keep going.
Completely unprecedented.
It is unprecedented.
Based on the
that's
numbers
true.
that we know, that is absolutely batshit.
This valuation seems too good to be true. Some investors may need it to be. In 2022, Elon Musk raised $44 billion and bought Twitter. His backers, Andreessen Horowitz, a Saudi prince, the co-founder of Palantir, and Jack Dorsey, the guy who founded Twitter in the first place. Musk renamed it X. And within a year, it's worth less than half he paid. That's a problem. There was also a solution. AI was hot. Musk owned an AI company, so he merged X into XAI. No cash changed hands. X investors received XAI stock. But that solution raised another problem.
XAI is essentially a money furnace.
The solution? Musk has a rocket ship company. He uses it to buy XAI. Again, no cash exchanged. 3 companies, 2 mergers.
Okay, this is where this is misleading as fuck. Because XAI,
Yeah.
okay, OpenAI is losing money, right? Does that mean that it's not worth, the company isn't worth anything? Of course not.
But they're not saying it's worth nothing.
That's basically what, okay.
No.
No.
Now you're fucking.
No,
bad
he's
faith in
he's
this.
trying to say that X was losing money, so he merged it with XAI,
Yeah.
and XAI was losing money, so he merged it with SpaceX.
And you're saying that's not true?
That's not true. No, because XAI was still worth money. Like, it's not like XAI was going bankrupt. XAI was still worth a shit ton of money. XAI was not
Off
like
of
on
fake
death's
hype,
door.
off of fake Elon hype.
Sure, but that can apply to any AI company. That can apply to ChatGPT.
Yeah,
that
this
can apply
is. Yeah. Oh, you're so close.
Yeah.
You're almost there, bro.
Well, no, it's like.
Yeah, it's fucking insane bullshit.
Okay, sure.
It is.
Let's keep going. Sure.
$0
That's crazy.
actually paid.
That's not crazy. You're
Everyone
the
who
crazy
helped
one.
take Twitter private.
So
now
you think
holds SpaceX.
you think ChatGPT should not be worth what it's worth? You think it's a bunch of bloated baloney?
I think it's
Based on
I think
what?
It's bloated. Based on what they're saying, the price that they have, the valuation of it, is based on what they say it could do in the future.
No, it's not. It's
Yes,
based on
it
what the
is.
market expects it to do in the future.
But that's the same thing.
You can
That's
say
the
it's
same thing.
No,
the same
that's
thing.
not the same
yes,
thing.
Yes, it is.
'Cause
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes,
No,
it is. Yes,
no,
it
no,
is.
no,
Yes,
no,
it is. Yes, it is.
Because you can
It
say
is.
you can say we're gonna be the next Nvidia, we're gonna be the next.
And
$1 trillion
everyone's like,
company.
yeah.
But if people don't believe it and
People
don't
do
buy
believe it.
Yeah, but if people didn't, then they wouldn't.
But if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bike. What are you talking about? They do believe it. They're
Bro.
being scammed, dude. You're just like, don't.
It's
like,
not a
you're
scam at all, bro.
Dude,
It's not a scam.
It literally is.
This doesn't make sense.
It makes sense.
Companies have always been
Bro.
valued.
I know, dude. And that mechanic you ordered in Orlando is coming.
But
He's on his way.
Amazon used to lose money too, right?
Yeah.
Were they worth nothing? Was it all hype?
Dude, they fucking were on a timeline.
You don't think any
There
of
was
these companies have
there
a
was an
timeline?
episode of Silicon Valley
Yeah.
where this pizza company, they're trying to hire people and they basically get fucked. And then there's this other like pizza company startup that fucking is selling pizzas or whatever. And these guys are like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And then they realize that the company is selling the pizzas at a loss.
Okay.
So to fuck them over, he buys a fuck ton of pizza at once. Because
Okay.
the guy's like, oh, we'll be good because as long as nobody buys a lot of pizza at once, we're gonna optimize our deliveries and we're gonna be cash flow positive.
And someone buys a fuck
And then
ton
someone
of
buys
pizza.
a fuck ton of pizzas
Yeah.
immediately and fucks them over. We're in that situation.
With the AI
But
companies.
nobody's buying the fuck ton of pizza yet.
Yeah.
But we're in that shit.
I don't know, bro.
It's all that.
My point being is that companies have lost money and had crazy valuations that end up working out, and they've had crazy valuations that end up not working out. It depends on the company, the leadership,
Yeah. But
and
you're,
if they're
and
able
you're
to achieve
basically
their goals.
convinced these are gonna work out.
I'm convinced that SpaceX is a good company that has achieved many goals.
Can you say
and
yes
will
or no? Are you
continue.
convinced it's gonna work out?
Will it stay at 2?
Is
3
it gonna work
trillion?
out for them? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
SpaceX will not go bankrupt.
Let's continue.
SpaceX shares. Now, SpaceX isn't just a rocket company that sells internet. According to Musk, it's the future. Data centers in space.
If some of my predictions come true, SpaceX will launch
take
more
on
AI
that.
than.
Yeah.
I saw a guy who was like, "It's not gonna work," because
I've heard really good arguments for doing it in the ocean, and I've heard really good arguments for doing it in space. From everything that I've read, like the ocean seems like the better option, but like space could be interesting. Like it's worth checking out.
I saw this video with a guy who was like a physicist or something,
Yeah.
where he was like, the data center in space is fucking stupid
I think it makes more sense to build it in the ocean.
because it like, but like, isn't that just gonna heat up the fucking ocean?
It depends on a lot of factors. Because you can make it powered by, like, underwater shit. Like, it's possible.
But that would that negate the heating up of the ocean?
I actually don't know. There's a lot of research to be
In
done.
space, they were the guy was like in space, like the
It just costs too much.
the cost, but like keeping it hot or like it's like not feasible.
I don't know. I honestly
It's
don't know
not
enough.
the
I think
heat
it's an
problem.
interesting thing to research. Like
Yeah,
I wouldn't rule
I
it
feel like
out.
it's in the remember when Bill Gates wanted to shoot like dust into space or something.
Yes. Yeah, it's in that realm.
It's in
of
that
stuff.
realm.
The cumulative amount on Earth of everything else combined.
I see no evidence that it's a viable business opportunity. There are far too many physical challenges with doing this.
But the value has to hold, because so far, no one has been paid. Investor shares are only worth something on paper. To turn paper into cash, SpaceX has to go public. When a company goes public, it opens its doors. Early investors cash out, get paid for the risk they took. Everyone else gets a chance to own a piece of something that used to be off limits. It's called an initial public offering, or IPO for short.
It is a very normal part of a company's evolution and life cycle.
There isn't just Twitter investors here. SpaceX's original investors took a big risk. Peter Thiel, Palantir's other co-founder, Google, and Andreessen Horowitz. But SpaceX's IPO is anything but normal. In a typical IPO, 90% of shares go to institutional investors, pension funds, banks, insurance companies. Regular people get 10%.
SpaceX says they're changing that. 30% to ordinary people. Main Street, not Wall Street.
That's
When you see an
a little
IPO
misleading,
give
but yeah.
a far
What's
larger
misleading about that?
Because 95% of the shares are actually locked by the IPO. They can't be sold.
I think they addressed
People. Main Street, not Wall Street.
When you see an IPO give a far larger allocation to ordinary investors, it's usually a sign that they can't get professional investors to buy it at that price. The price is nuts. And if you can't sell it to professional investors, well, you sell it to unprofessional investors who don't know any better.
If people want to invest in SpaceX's IPO, that's their right. The problem is Musk found a way to make people invest in SpaceX whether they want to or not. How? Index funds.
The index fund is one of the rare examples of the finance industry coming up with something that lines the pockets of ordinary people and not Wall Street itself.
Yeah.
An index is a
Index
list.
funds are awesome.
Someone decides which companies go on it. A fund is a basket. Someone builds it to mirror the list. When a company gets added to the index, every fund mirroring it has to buy shares. Not because they think it's a good investment, but because the rules require it.
Index funds have both outperformed
So to be clear, the idea with index funds is that it's a basket of stocks which represents the whole market. So if the whole American stock market goes up, you will gain from an index fund.
Yes.
Okay? If anyone out there
vast majority of active managers in every market, in every country over any time frame.
And whether or not you like it, SpaceX is a large company in the United States, and if it took off and became the next, $10 trillion company, people would be pissed in the opposite direction. They'd be like, nobody got a chance to own this. This is bullshit. Right? So this is one that can go in either direction. Like, it could fuck people over if the company ends up being bogus. It could help people if the company ends up figuring out this space travel shit. Like, that's one that remains to be seen what the answer is.
Run.
Thousands of indexes
not just
exist.
about Elon, it's
Nearly a
about the
third of American stock is tied to one of them.
One of the most popular tracks the NASDAQ 100, the 100 biggest non-financial stocks on the NASDAQ exchange. Under NASDAQ's index rules, SpaceX isn't eligible to be included in the NASDAQ 100. New companies have to wait up to a year. It's called seasoning.
Seasoning a stock is just the process of having it trade publicly for a while. Public markets tend to be unsure of how to handle certain kinds of investments, novel sorts of companies really quickly.
Like a rocket company that makes most of its money providing satellite internet and wants to build AI infrastructure in space. If Musk could change that rule, he could trigger mandatory buying of SpaceX stock by every fund that tracks the index. This spring, NASDAQ changed their rules. This document outlines the proposed changes to the NASDAQ 100 index. The most important, a fast entry rule. If a huge company goes public, it gets into the index in 15 trading days. No seasoning. There was a public comment period. Wall Street was for it. They say companies are more mature now, and these changes allow the index to better represent the market. The opposition came from regular investors concerned about buying unproven companies at high prices. But the rule change isn't the goal. The goal is what the rule change enables, a plan with 4 different steps. Like everything, the price of a stock is based on supply and demand. How do you increase the price? 1. Artificial scarcity. Most IPOs offer 15 to 20% of their shares to the public. SpaceX, less than 5.
2. Of those shares, retail investors get 30%, or up to 3 times the normal allocation. Remember, Main Street over Wall Street.
Combined, a bunch of demand and a small supply. That means a higher than normal price. 3. 15 trading days after the IPO.
Okay.
Combined, a bunch of demand.
This is accurate in a vacuum when the demand is that high and the supply is low. The issue is it's not this simple. Because yes, only 5% of SpaceX's shares are publicly tradable, right? Having said that, you can still buy options, you can still buy puts, and so the effective tradable amount of shares is much higher than that. Like, okay, I think there's 555 million shares out there total. 5% of that
Of SpaceX?
Yeah, 5% of that is something very small. It would be like, let's just call it 30 million shares, right? If it's 5% of the overall, well, how many actually were traded like today? 200 million fucking shares. So yeah, only 5% were available in the initial IPO. But that doesn't mean only 5 million shares are getting traded back and forth. I mean, there's 200 million in one day. That shows you, like, there's more shares being traded than just that 5%. Due to rehypothecation and a bunch of other financial bullshit. But
Financial
the supply,
bullshit you're right about.
But the supply is not actually, like, that low.
Yeah, it's like artificially.
In a small supply.
Like
That means a higher than normal price. 3. 15
No,
trading
I'm
days
saying the
after.
opposite. It looks low, but it's artificially actually way higher than that. Because of all the options, because...
Oh, you're saying, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
For the IPO, SpaceX enters the NASDAQ 100. Any index fund tracking the
about that
NASDAQ 100
15
now
trading
has to
thing?
buy
You're like,
SpaceX.
fire?
I mean, I would prefer for it to be longer because I don't think that 15 days is enough time, like, of searching for the right price discovery, right? Because when a company goes public, it goes up, it goes down, it fluctuates. And then usually it'll find a level and sort of sit there for a while. 15 days I don't think is enough time to have that sort of price discovery. So I think it should be longer. But yeah. 15 days is small.
You have this wall of money coming from index funds that it has to buy no matter what the price.
Turbocharging the price. Step 4, let early investors cash out. There are restrictions on this, a lockup period.
Yep.
Same idea as seasoning. The people who know the most aren't allowed to sell until the market has had time to actually figure out what the stock is worth.
According to SpaceX's own IPO filing, Elon has to wait a year. But some early investors can begin cashing out before the standard 180 days. The people buying as the price rises? Retirement savers, through index funds.
The people selling? If history is any guide, the original SpaceX, Twitter, and XAI investors.
I like to stay optimistic when I can, but the setup there is for some pretty abusive market manipulation. Legal, probably. Ethical, doubtful. And in fact, absolutely not.
None of this works.
What about that?
I don't agree. I don't see what would be unethical about it. Like, I really don't. Because all it is, the index fund thing, it should be longer. Like 15 days isn't enough time period. But people would be saying the opposite if SpaceX ends up going way higher.
That's
like, okay, the purpose of the index funds
but like,
is to
it's
represent.
not gonna go the opposite way.
But
That's the
listen
problem,
to me.
Mickey D.
Listen
It's
to me.
not gonna be like,
Listen to me.
oh, I wish I had a chance to buy more.
Listen to me. The purpose of the index fund
Oh my god.
is to give people a slice of the
I
American stock
understand
market.
this.
Whether you like it or not, SpaceX
I
is a slice of that.
understand this.
SpaceX is a slice
I
of
mean,
that.
first of all, it would have taken a year in normal world.
Yeah. Like,
They got the rush onto there.
let's say that Google was a private company all this time and Google did this. It would not be that big of a deal, bro. People are making it a big
About
deal.
NASDAQ
because
changing the rules. Musk made sure there was an incentive to do so.
NASDAQ is both an index provider and an exchange.
Ask him, motherfucker.
Ben Schifrin spent 18 years at the Security and Exchange Commission, which oversees the stock market.
You know, it
this
kind
guy?
of used
I've
to
never
be
seen
the
this
case
guy.
that the exchange, wasn't really supposed to be this for-profit money-making entity, but now it is.
2 stock exchanges compete for every major listing, New York and NASDAQ.
For the NASDAQ Stock Exchange, having SpaceX is a big win. You want big, prestigious tech companies to go public there, and the New York Stock Exchange wants them to go public on the New York Stock Exchange.
SpaceX was the prize. Musk knew it. According to Reuters, Musk conditioned where SpaceX would list on one thing: fast-track SpaceX into their major index.
It's all gravy for NASDAQ.
SpaceX pays NASDAQ to list their stock. The real money is somewhere else.
All the data and trading fees that they then sell over time, year after year, to other trading firms, asset managers.
NASDAQ changed a rule that shapes trillions of dollars in retirement
No,
savings.
let him take your money out.
You don't.
We get paid by a commission.
That's what Big
And
Short
what,
guy
and what
did.
was that guy? A scammer.
Big Short guy.
Yeah, the Big Short guys did it too.
Yeah,
But
Michael Burry.
that's why I love Brad
specifically.
Pitt in that movie, because
Yeah.
Brad Pitt is the guy who's like, this is fucked.
Nah, Christian Bale killed it, bro.
It was great. No, but I'm saying like, Brad Pitt's character in that movie is the only like moral compass. Christian Bale's character is just
Brad
like,
Pitt. Are you sure you're not talking about?
no, it's Brad Pitt.
Really?
He's the guy that helps the 2 scrappy dudes.
Oh yeah.
And
I thought you were talking about the main Morgan Stanley guy.
No.
From The Office. What's his name?
Carell.
He's
No,
a moral
Carell
compass. He's also a moral
was
compass.
definitely more. No, you know what? Because
Yeah.
he was like not happy about once they like
Yeah.
won big. He was like, this is bad. So you're right. He was also more. But Brad Pitt is like the big moral
That's true.
compass because
That's
he's
true.
like he left the game.
Yeah.
And came in to help him,
Making
and
his
then was
own
like,
food and shit.
why the fuck are you cheering? Like
This is
gonna,
crazy.
people are gonna lose. Yeah, great movie. Big Short, fucking great movie.
Unbelievable movie.
You'd be one of those real estate guys.
No.
in that movie.
It's not the same
That's
thing.
who you'd be.
No regulator approved it.
If an index wants to change how it's going to include certain stocks in that particular index, that is not something that has to be approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Upwards of $30 trillion is being directed
Also, a lot of people are selling their NASDAQ because they're like, I don't want to be associated with this shit.
That is very
Which is a
funny.
win because NASDAQ is the worst index anyways. So fuck those guys.
by process that's effectively self-regulated.
I
By
think at
the
some
S&P.
point we are going to have to say that these are incredibly influential investment advisors in practice, and they should be regulated and supervised accordingly.
Because it's not just SpaceX or NASDAQ.
You can see how, one index provider getting the ball rolling would perhaps lead other index providers to follow.
You've probably heard of the S&P 500. It's the most powerful index in the world. Bloomberg reported the S&P is considering its own version of what NASDAQ just did. They'd shorten the seasoning period, and they'd let the largest companies in without ever showing a profit. The reason isn't a mystery. OpenAI
I
and
would
Anthropic
really
are both
not be happy if the S&P changed that as well. Because the S&P has always been one of the requirements to be an S&P company is you have to be profitable. Like Tesla, it took forever for them to let Tesla in because they weren't profitable forever. Once Tesla was profitable, they let them in.
Interesting.
So I would say,
That's like maybe the one criticism you've given.
well, I'm just saying if the S&P changed that rule, that would be bullshit. That would
Okay.
be totally bogus.
But-
the NASDAQ let in Pets.com. The NASDAQ let in all these bullshit internet companies that ended up being nothings. Like the NASDAQ has always been the most risky because it's technology. It's all technology companies. So it's always been a little bit riskier and a little bit more on the edge.
Okay.
If the S&P did this shit, I would be like, this is a problem.
All right.
expected to go public this year at massive valuations. Neither is profitable. There's no regulator watching. The only check is the index provider's own internal comment process. NASDAQ just ran one of those. When I asked NASDAQ if the change was made because SpaceX demanded it, and if there's a conflict of interest in being both an exchange and an index provider, NASDAQ never answered the conflict of interest question, but did say that the rule change reflects how markets have
Is there
evolved.
conflict of interest in that?
I could see it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The consultation, they said, followed industry standards. The S&P is running the same playbook on the biggest index in the world. Their comment period is open. It closes in early June. Anyone can submit a comment, including you.
Nice. All right.
But here's another thing about NASDAQ.
Yeah.
It's not like they're like, it's some backroom deal and they're like, oh, we're going to
Sure.
make our people all buy SpaceX to fuck everyone over. Like, the NASDAQ probably really
Do we
thinks,
know
like,
that?
the NASDAQ probably thinks that they're doing everyone a favor. Like, yeah, we're going to be the first one
Oh,
to
you think
own-
it's like out of goodwill? That
Well, they're like,
trying to-
we're going to be the first ones to own SpaceX. A bunch of people are going to buy the NASDAQ because of that, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's pros and cons to what they're doing.
All right.
I don't think that it's just a one-sided fuck everybody.
Okay.
What about the SpaceX?
Nice.
You know what you need to do, Nico? You know what would make you happy, bro?
What?
If you just find, like, some SpaceX cleaning lady that owns a bunch of shares.
Oh yeah.
I think that would.
Yeah, how many of those do you think are around?
I think at least 10.
10?
I mean, they have like 12,000 employees. They can't all be engineers, right? Like some of them are fucking. Some of them are janitors.
Are they giving the janitors stocks though?
Yeah, absolutely.
At SpaceX?
There's been a few. They're pushing those stories out there, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they work on you, dude.
I mean, I've never worked at. Who was the guy? The guy that hangs out with Logan Paul, bro? Mike something?
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I have a friend that has been at SpaceX for 12 years,
That's so.
and I saved the text where I told them to join and take the risk." Blah blah blah.
Nice. I mean, dude, I
Like,
wish.
so extra.
Would love to
But-
find the startup that's gonna turn into the fucking. That'd be great.
But no, I mean, it's undeniable that like there are thousands of people that have life-changing money because of SpaceX.
Thousands of people. I believe that.
Yeah.
We got bigger. We need to work on helping more people. That was a pretty solid finance section.
I would say
We
so.
had a good. We get a.
SpaceX was a good one.